welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. So this one, the headline says, Trump's immigration plan. This is his new immigration plan. And as of the 5th month of 2019 here, and the 16th day of that month, he gave this speech. But we're going to get into all that. We're going to talk about who it's going to affect. It's going to affect majority of us or our family members and friends. Trump's immigration plan may throw 4 million people off immigrant waiting list. Let's find out if you're one of them. You might be in the US or have traveled and are looking to travel. Alright, so you might have traveled on a work visa. You might be in the US currently on a work visa, and or you might have traveled on one before and are looking to travel on that visa again. You might even have family members in the family section of this whole visa thing that's waiting for their papers to come through. And they're going to have to wait a whole lot longer if all of this falls through. Pay attention. So, it may be best to ignore the politics and rhetoric around Donald Trump's administration's new immigration plan and focus on its most relevant part. Here's the most relevant part. Under this new proposal, more than 4 million people on the waiting in the family and employment-based green card backlog would have their immigration applications totally eliminated, even if they have been waiting in line for years to immigrate. So immigrants in the green card backlog, they would lose their place in line and they would need to apply under the new point-based system, according to an analyst from Barry Appelman and Leiden. The White House has said that people who are currently waiting for green cards will receive additional points, but no specifics have been released as yet on how they will dole out those additional points. But this was confirmed by Donald Trump on May 16th of 2019 in his speech, in which he stated that all current family and employment-based preference categories would be eliminated and be replaced by a new Build America visa awarded by points program. Alright, before I read on any further, let me say this. The visa awarded by points program that he is suggesting, first of all, Donald Trump is looking for ways to slimline or slim down and streamline who it is that's coming into the US. His whole agenda for Make America Great Again, he's saying to himself, well, a lot of immigrants are coming into the country, right? But we want only the best from other countries coming into our country. So, who are we giving these visas to? That's what he's looking at. And he's saying any visa that's being doled out, whether it's to in the family sector that has nothing to do with employment. Say, for instance, you've lived overseas for a while, right? You got your citizenship. You've lived in America for a while, and now you're sending for your children. They're probably going to have to wait longer. Because based on this new system that Donald Trump is talking about with points, he is saying that first preference should go to people who are highly educated first. And then it will come down the ladder to the less educated, less educated, less educated, to lesser educated, and so on and so forth. So, if I'm living in the US, my papers are straight, I've been here for a while, I grew up here, I've been here since I was a kid, so say I'm going to send for 2 family members, or 1 family member. I'm sending for my uncle, or I'm sending for my brother, or I'm sending for a cousin, or a friend, right, to come work in my business here. If that cousin, friend, brother, whoever I'm sending for has, say, a master's degree in computer engineering, and you're sending for your family member and they have no degree in nothing, they're just coming to come here, then more than likely, based on the points system, my family member would be given first choice because they have more points, right? So it's all about your level of education is what he's saying. Let me read on a little further. That was just to give you an understanding of how this proposed system is supposed to work. In hindsight, I will say this. There are a lot of people that are not highly educated with degrees, but they're hard workers and they're skilled people. Skills will be taken into account also, but I think degrees will win. So there will be no per country limits under the new plan, which requires approval by Congress, and immigrants waiting for green cards would have to apply for permanent residence under the point system. Wow. So right now, there's actually a limit on how many visas could be doled out to per country. And under this new proposed plan, Trump is saying no limit. But we only want highly educated. Right? So, while some with long prospective wait times for employment-based green cards could gain permanent residency more quickly, that's a benefit to this, there is no way to know for certain whether any particular individual whose pending application is eliminated would secure a green card under the point system envisioned in the Trump administration proposal. The plan is expected to be transformed into legislative language and introduced into Congress, which means it is possible that these changes will be made. The elimination of nearly all family member immigration categories, as well as preventing those waiting in backlog from immigrating, virtually assures that, of course, the Democratic Party will oppose to all of this. And of course, there will be objections. However, so for business, a key problem with a point-based system is if it does not work out for them or has large unintended consequences, then it will be almost impossible to fix it. The last major legislation to change America's green card system was in 1990. The Immigration Act of 1990 locked into place the current annual level of 140,000 employment-based green cards and per country limits, as well as the 65,000 H/1B visa a year with some exemptions. Those are the numbers that they go by now. And it was a change in 1990 that caused that to come about. But they've been having problems. They've been having problems with employment and having enough people to do the work. So those levels have proven inadequate because policymakers could not have possibly anticipated the enormous demand for highly skilled technological workers created by World Wide Web, smartphones, e-commerce, cloud computing, and other technological advances. For individuals and families, particularly those among the approximately 4 million people waiting in green card backlog, the administration's proposal raises other concerns. So more than 3.6 million people are currently waiting in family-based immigration preference backlogs as of November 1st of 2018, according to the U.S. Department of State. Approximately 2.2 million are in the category of siblings of U.S. citizens. See what I'm saying? Are you listening still so far? Because I know that someone will file for a family member and waiting for the paperwork to go through and all that is about to be sidelined, possibly. That wait could possibly take way longer now. And all that paperwork you put in will actually be null and void, and you will have to reapply all over again under a different system, which would be the point system. And wherever those points put you on the list, that is how long you're going to have to wait again. So forget, oh, me I wait a year already and 2 years already and my thing not come through yet, but me I go and hold the faith. Well, if this goes through, you might be waiting another 2 years, another 4 years, who knows. Let's keep reading. So approximately 2.2 million are in the category of siblings of U.S. citizens. About 950,000 are the adult children of U.S. citizens, and about 470,000 are spouses and minors or adult unmarried children of lawful permanent residents. The applications of these individuals and families would be eliminated. I just said it. The applications of these would be eliminated. Do you see how many people I just named out and the categories to which they belong? Imagine all those applications being eliminated. Wow. Mexico, the Philippines, India, Vietnam, China, and the leading countries of origin for people in the family backlog. So these countries are actually the leading countries for people of origin, for people in the family section backlog. The backlog of Indians who are principal and dependents in the employment-based second and employment-based third category comes to approximately 550,000. Now you know, I don't know if you know it, but India has a lot of geniuses as far as the techie stuff goes, and so does China as well. So according to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, State Department data indicates that there are additional tens of thousands of individuals who are waiting for employment-based green cards outside of the United States. These applications, with a possible exemption of those whose adjudications are close to any bill's date of passage, would be eliminated under the administration's plan as currently explained. So, 500,000 or more individuals that are waiting in employment-based immigration backlog must hope to achieve enough points, or they will, these are people now that are in the country already. 500,000 or more individuals that are waiting in employment-based immigrants backlog must hope to achieve enough points, or they will eventually need to leave the country. They can't stay here and say, okay, I came on a B1, B2 visa, so I'm going to transfer it over into permanent residency. No. If under the point system you don't add up to enough to stay, you're going to have to leave the country and reapply. It is unclear whether there would be any provision to allow those in H-1B status to remain in the United States beyond the 6-year limit, since under current laws, that provision is pegged to a pending employment-based green card application, and it appears there will no longer be any pending green card applicants or applications, just the Build America visas. Sticky, very sticky. So individuals whose applications are eliminated, such as an engineer in the employment-based second or third preference, already waiting 7 years for a green card, he or she will need to compete with each other. Family immigrants, and in theory, anyone else in the world who wants to apply in a given year for a green card in the United States. Now, who you think's gonna win? Your cousin who has no qualifications, or this engineer who's been waiting 7 years under a point system? If 2 or 3 million people apply each year under the point system, there is little guarantee that those whose application would be eliminated, even if they are awarded some additional points, would garner a high enough score to gain permanent residence under the new system. This is just, I don't know if you're following. So in sum, individual, families, and employers will need to hope that the new system works. If it doesn't, then it could be a long time before changes are made to correct any flaws that are discovered after this is passed. So, a note on the Trump administration's assurance the plan would not result in a reduction in immigration levels. There is no way to know if this will be the case. Not only is no legislative text available, but the immediate relatives category for the spouses, parents, and children under the age of 21 is very sensitive to requirements related to public charge and determinations. A National Foundation for American Policy analysis of State Department data found a change on public charge in the Foreign Affairs Manual made in January of 2018 was likely responsible for the 7% decline in the immediate relatives category between FY fiscal year 2017 and fiscal year 2018, and the decline of 10,122 or 29% in the number of K-1 fiancé visas of U.S. citizen visas issued between fiscal year 2017 and fiscal year 2018. So, in essence, 10,122 less fiancé visas were granted between 2017, that fiscal year 2017 and 2018, and fiscal year 2018. A Department of Homeland Security proposed regulations on public charge in more far-reaching and could make it much more difficult for the spouse and the children of U.S. citizens to gain admission. Parents of U.S. citizens would no longer be admitted as immediate relatives under this new proposed plan. I'm going to say it again. Parents of U.S. citizens would no longer be admitted as immediate relatives under this new proposed plan. The most common argument made against helping dreamers and others without legal status is that we should welcome immigrants to America who have waited patiently to immigrate and have played by the rules. The irony is that over 4 million people who have waited patiently in immigration backlog and have played by the rules have just been told that they have wasted their time. And if you don't know what dreamers are, so your parents came here illegally and they had you here. And a lot of these dreamers, they were born here, they were raised in the US, they've been going to school and all this stuff, only to find out that there's a system in place against them. A lot of the dreamers came as infants. So your parents were illegal. Majority of them actually came as infants. Your parents entered the country legally with you as a visitor and overstayed and turned your status into illegal. Ever since you were 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, you're now 18, 19, 20, 17, 18, 19, and you're finding out that you are here illegally. They designed a way for those types of people to put in the proper paperwork and wait their wait until their paperwork is processed. Under this proposed new system, even those people are being told that those applications they've put in and all the time they've waited will be null and void. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. Do you think you're going to be affected or your family members are going to be affected? How will it affect you? Are you someone that holds a work visa, or are you someone that is waiting for your fiance to get a visa, or your wife or your husband to get a visa from another country? Are you trying to bring your parents over, be it for medical issues, to come see some professionals? Or are you waiting on family members you filed for to come visit or go to school, or whatever the case may be? Leave your comment in the comment section below and we'll continue this conversation there. Alright? It's SouFLoTV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later. I'm out. Peace.